Hello, hello, lovely humans of Earth. XFM Friday with me, Mandy. I missed Halloween. I don't know what happened. I lost track of time. These last 3 weeks, I can't believe October's over. Wait, so okay, it's Friday, so it's November 1st. Crazy. I don't know. So that kind of sucks, but whatever. Anyway, XFM Friday Series 2, Episode 23. We got good stuff going. Yeah. Oh, Rusty Dog makes these. I can't really see him, but he's back there. He's there. Amazing stuff. Anyway, I've been. Time got away from me because I've been searching for somewhere to live, somewhere to move to, and I've been checking out properties and stuff. Not fun. It is kind of fun, but it's fun when you go with hopes and dreams at every place, and then they open the door and disappointment just kind of showers over you, and you're like, oh, this looks nothing like the pictures. So whoever takes pictures of apartments and stuff, they do some serious catfishing with lightings and angles and camera angles to make them look beautiful and way bigger and, functional, and not so much. So, yeah, it's been a roller coaster of emotions. Anyway, I'm done yapping. Let's go. Oh, yes! I love Halloween themed everything except for scary movies for some reason. I don't know how. I know it's ironic, it doesn't really work, but I love everything about Halloween except being scared. I don't know. Don't ask me. I don't make the rules. But is that the real Rusty? He's so cute. I think that's the real Rusty dog, people. Adorable. Also, I meant to dress up, right? But also this came out Friday. This comes out Friday, so there was no time. And also, since time got away from me, I'm breaking a tradition here. I've dressed up every year for years. But I do have kind of sort of something of a costume, right? So bear with me. I didn't start the video in costume because I figured it'd be kind of annoying to watch for an hour if I am that way. But I will definitely show you guys because I think it's cute. So if I do some clicking around here, and wrong place to click on, this is my costume this year. What am I, you ask? That's a fantastic question. I'm in the internet in Futurama. I love that episode. Where they just basically download themselves into the internet, all green and glowy and vibey. But I don't think an hour reaction would work this way, but I thought that looked really cool. And bam! Creativity. Bam! Spice Weasel. I freaking love Futurama and I love everything. I'm not gonna stay like this. It kind of would work maybe as She-Hulk. But I prefer to go with, I'm in the internet. Because it makes more sense. Because I'm on the internet. So I'm also in the internet. Anyway. That's all I have, people. I'm sorry. It's something, right? It's definitely something. I think it looks pretty trippy. I like it. But there you go. Anyway, I'm going to shut my costume off because, again, I imagine that'd be annoying. So, now we can start. Okay, I'm sorry. My bad. I got distracted because of the Halloween-y stuff.
There you go. Feeder, just the way I'm feeling. XFM 104.9. I'm Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. We've got a great show lined up this week, haven't we?
Go on, what have you got planned?
Well, I've got songs from David Bowie, Thin Lizzy, Gene, AC/DC. You heard Feeder there. You got Smiths, all that. We got a great feature, a new feature. spoke to Carl in the week, and we worked out a new feature where people are going to give him sort of like problems to solve. That could be scenarios, there could be management scenarios at work, you know, problem solving, things like that, organising.
Oh, that's going to be a mess.
Things. He's a very good organiser. So I'll tell you what happened. He's dropping Do We Need Him because he's getting fed up with scientists. He thinks there's a conspiracy and they're getting together and they're never going to lose an animal.
Right.
So he's just fed up with that. Rockbusters, we've got some great prizes.
Well, have you seen them yet?
Doubt it.
No.
Be careful.
They're not going to be great,
I just peeked in, and all I'm going to say to you is Fools and Horses Christmas special?
Not the little one with the little car.
With the little car, yeah.
Brilliant. That is excellent. Carl, what have you got to say for yourself? Hold on, it was a rollover, wasn't it? Because you really mucked up Rockbusters last time. What was he doing? It was saying FP for the whole thing. No, FD you were saying, and it was Frida Payne.
Have you written the clues down this week? Because that seems like an obvious way to improve this.
Yeah, I write the clues
The week
down.
before he couldn't remember what the answer was.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but,
Yeah.
you know, you learn by your mistakes and that.
You don't.
You do not.
No.
You freaking do not. Not once has he brought a source for any of the information he's brought to, like, educate. Not once. And it's been a while, homie. Like, we gave you time, right? So now, yeah, you don't learn.
You don't.
Well.
So
So
yeah,
I'll give you a little taster. But we were having a pizza in a pizza establishment. When was it?
I just realized something. I'm sorry. I'm slow. Is this your animated Rusty Dog's costume of the real Rusty Dog? Is that how that's working? If so, very freaking cute.
Wednesday or Thursday in a pizza establishment. When was it? Wednesday or Thursday?
Yeah.
And he was going, I'm a good organiser, I'm a good problem solver. Give me any scenario, right? Obviously he didn't say scenario. And I went, okay then, so you're the manager of this place, and there's a couple there, elderly couple, they're about 60. They've had a lovely meal. He went, yeah, right. I went, but the gentleman, he's got a little bit of a heart condition. He takes a pill after his meal, as he should, after meals. He's only taken Viagra.
Should he? Oh.
And now he's stuck in.
Wedged in.
Wedged in.
We've all been there.
It's gone, and it's stopping him getting out from the table.
Yeah.
So what would you do? He went, what? He's stuck in because of his dick. I went, yeah. He went, right. He said, I'd use the situation. I'd make cash. I said, you're not going anywhere. Do you want a pudding?
Entrepreneurial. I like it, Carl.
And he went, so that's that sorted. I've got the job on that.
Outside
Next,
of the
I went,
box.
okay. Another, you won't believe it. Next day, there's a little problem in the toilets. Two gay men were having sex and they got stuck in each other.
Why is everybody getting stuck?
He went,
What is
right.
this?
I'd say, is it the same fella as yesterday with the Viagra? If so, why was he let in again? He was on the door.
Yeah.
I went, it's not. It's 2 He goes, right.
Does his wife know he's cheating on him?
Yeah. He went, right, I'd go down. I'd go, and then he went, I'd say this isn't a restaurant problem. Call an ambulance. Strictly speaking, not a restaurant problem, no.
But am I right?
Huh?
Am I right?
Well, I don't know.
I think so.
Would you give me the job if say, like, you were the boss of that restaurant and you...
Do you know what I like about this? At no point did he say, Gervais, why are you being so mental?
Yeah.
Right?
Why would someone get stuck because they
Thank
took
you.
Viagra by mistake and 2 people would get stuck in each other?
But you've
and
heard the stories from his past. That is a perfectly legitimate situation to find yourself in. If you grew up in his part of
What would you
Manchester.
do if there was 2 fellas with big heads and webbed feet and they had a horse in a... Well, what I'd do is... What would you do? What did you do when you first saw him?
What, so the
kids-
lads with the big heads and
Yeah, yeah.
that?
We should very quickly remind people, if they didn't listen to that particular show, they had webbed hands.
Yeah.
Did they, or webbed feet?
Well, they had webbed hands
Right.
and big
And
heads.
enormous heads.
But it wasn't related.
But they weren't related
I know,
to each
they were
other.
completely
No,
separate
but I'm
people.
saying that the webbed hands isn't due to the fact they've got a big head.
No, sure.
It's 2 different things. We're just unlucky.
Yeah.
No, hold on. If they weren't related and they both had webbed hands and big heads, I'm saying there was a condition that was related that had those 2.
I don't think it was.
So
You say
what
a lot
do
of
you think
things,
the chances
Ricky.
of that are? They're not related, and he goes, "Oh, you got a big head and webbed hands as well." Yeah, just a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I honestly don't think it was related.
Right.
Because I've since seen the same problem again on another kid with a big head. His hands look good.
Right. So you think the big head is just a separate issue?
Yeah, it's a totally different illness. It's
Right.
like having a headache and a cold at the same time.
Right.
It's,
So
you know.
not always connected.
But the weird thing is, right, looking around in the week at weird stuff on the internet, there's this woman who's got a big head,
Oh yeah.
and
Unfortunate.
she was fed up with it because when she was walking down the street, it was so
She got
big
stuck.
she couldn't hold it up.
Right.
Right?
You know what I absolutely freaking love? You have a reference. I love that throughout this whole thing, you can just hear Ricky giggling and snickering.
A woman who's got a big head.
Oh, yeah.
And
Hear him there.
she was fed up with it because when she was walking down the street, it was so big she couldn't hold it up.
Right. She couldn't hold it up.
Oh, God.
Victoria, right.
Shut up.
At my own discretion, you know I'm, with the theme of Halloween and everything. I'm ready to be scared. I don't like being scared, but I am ready. All right, hold up. I'm scared. Victoria. Secret is the first thing that comes up. Right. Poor lady. That is extremely unfortunate. That poor woman. But, okay, well, it does look like the situation he's saying would be valid, that would be heavy to keep upright.
So
She could hold up.
when she was walking, her eyes were hurting because she had to sort of look up all the time because her head was that heavy. Her chin was sort of balanced on her chest.
Right. And she'd have to peek up,
Okay, got it.
So she goes to the doctors, and this was after years and years, and said, I thought I could put up with it, but I can't. It's hurting
How
my
big
eyes.
was her head?
It's
I
big,
think
Rich.
Quite
I don't know
big.
if it was
It's
like big because there wasn't a picture. I don't know if it was just big or a lot of bone. So it was heavy.
Both.
Very heavy.
Right, like the Elephant Man, just
So
outcrops.
right. So the doctor said, we can sort that out.
How?
But we'll have to take your head off.
Right.
Okay,
No, but listen
keep
to
going.
this.
Okay,
Listen,
keep going.
Because what you don't seem to understand is I have the same.
It got unrealistic again. Ricky's even sighing. He starts out with something that, okay, there are cases, could be, maybe, all right, sure, I've heard that. And then he just goes and runs with it, and runs in the direction that nobody would ever run with it. And just, okay.
In reaction to you when
I love
what
the
you don't-
sign.
Keep going.
Listen,
Okay, keep going.
Because what you don't seem to understand is I have the same reaction to you when I see it.
I doubt
What?
it.
Right.
You're quizzical yourself.
So I looked at it, they took her head off, chipped away a bit of the bone, made her head lighter, put it back on.
Right, play the Smiths.
They took a woman's head off.
Yeah. His arse by the
Wait,
Smiths.
now, but okay, let's hear her story. Hold on. How do I... This is so bizarre. Like, how do I look it up? Surgery, maybe? Took her head off? How does one Google this? Surgery. Let's see if that's... I don't know. I'm not getting any info. Okay. Well, the source is Instagram, right? So, but here something says surgery is an option for these patients, but Victoria has opted to not get surgery because she's comfortable with the way she looks. That kind of disproves everything Carl just said. But I can believe that maybe there's surgery. Yes, I can believe there's some kind of solution, but not chopping her head off and then working on it like a sculpture and then putting it back.
And if you'd like to ask Carl something, details coming up soon.
Nice.
Ask by the Smiths on XFM 104.9. So, what's the email, Carl? If people want to ask you something, a problem, they've got a problem to solve. It can be anything. It could be a personal problem. It could be a scenario. It could be about.
Please tell me somebody's gonna email in. I got my girlfriend a box of condoms for Christmas, and she's mad and kicked me out. What do I do? Please tell me that anybody emails that in, because, or just like any scenario of something Carl has done in the past. Like, oh, dude, my dad locked a kid in a wheelie bin and he got in trouble and they fired him. Like, I want these kind of problems. What would the solution be? Please tell me someone does something like this.
War. It could be anything.
War.
It could be
What?
about scenario. It could be about. It could be about war. It could be anything. But
or it could be more flippant, I suppose, and light-hearted.
Yeah, could be.
Yeah, but I prefer stuff that I could
So you
sort
can get your teeth into.
and actually, sort out.
What, like war?
War is too. It's a bit big for me, that one.
Do you think?
I don't want to get into that.
Think?
What do you mean? If Tony Blair came to you and he went, Carl, listen, I'm having a bit of trouble here. I don't know what to do. I've tried everything. I've tried spin. I've tried being tough. I've tried backing down. I've tried getting other countries involved. They don't want to know. What do I do? What do I do? You don't know?
Tricky one.
It's a tricky one, yeah.
I don't worry about it. If it's going to happen, it's going to happen, isn't it?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just get in the bath, put a mattress on top of you. That's it.
Sorry, why are you doing
Yeah,
that?
what?
Why are you doing that?
That's what they say you do, isn't it? If it kicks off.
If what kicks off?
If there's a war and that, you get in the bath, put a mattress on top.
Right. Did they do that in the Second World War for 6 years?
Was that making bunk beds?
That's just what I read somewhere.
Yeah.
Is the bath full of water?
Just what I read.
No. That'd be daft.
I think they were enamel bath then, though. I think they'd stop a bit of shrapnel. I think the plastic ones you get nowadays would probably melt on you. And the mattress, where your dad has cut it in half, all the foam would come out and the springs would get you in the eye.
You guys had plastic bathtubs?
Half all the foam on you. And the mattress, where your dad has cut it in half, all the foam would come out and the springs would get you in the eye.
Oh, talking about my dad. Steve, you'll love this, right?
Go on.
Okay.
My dad hates being ripped off, right?
Yes, well, no, I can relate
Who
to that.
doesn't?
That's important.
Okay.
Hates coming to London now. He always wants me to go and see them rather than come here, because he just thinks London is like a big rip-off. Last time he came, he got annoyed because I bought him a scone and a cup of tea for like 3 of us, and it was £14, and he just was livid. And then we had an argument about that. And then we went to the Millennium Wheel, and I said, "Do you fancy going on this?" He said, "Oh, all right."
Wait, you know what? I'm gonna convert that to pesos to get like the real. I know it doesn't make sense too, but I'm still curious. It's expensive, but things here have been so expensive lately that's not. I'm not shocked. Although this was 2003, so it like inflation and all that, but I'm not shocked.
Or the price, and it was something like 20 quid or something. And he said 20 quid to go up in the air to look at stuff that's on the ground. He said I might as well stay on the ground.
Brilliant.
Right? So good point.
His logic is impeccable.
So anyway, this is going on. Anyway, he spoke to me the other day. I said, "How are things? Are they all right?"
With that criteria, why take like a helicopter ride or like a boat ride? I can see the water from land. Why go on a boat? Like, that's the stupidest logic I've ever heard.
Being ripped off. I said, "Why?" He said he ordered. Do you know the place where he got a new bed from because he cut the other one in half?
Yeah.
Right. He got this bed out of a catalogue. So
Bad idea.
So he sorted out a payment on the phone. He said, "Look, you're ripping me off a bit here on the interest thing, but well, let's do a deal. We'll sort out a new monthly payment that's different to what it says in the catalogue." And they said, "Yeah, we'll go along with that." Anyway, so he sorted that out. He was happy. The bed arrived. It's a nice bed. He said, "That's great."
Was it a race car bed?
He got the bill for it, and it was the original price.
Oh, I thought it might be the case, yeah.
Right. So he called up and said, "I'm not happy with this." He said, we said a deal, and like, "Oh, no, don't know what you're talking about." He said, "Right, don't send me your catalogues anymore." He said, I'm not buying anything from you. You're a rip-off merchants." Right? So anyway, few weeks go by. Post comes. Only another catalogue in the post.
He's livid.
Right, so he was well annoyed.
Yeah.
So he looked on the back, and it said on it, "This catalogue will always be property of, the company that does it. So you can't throw it away. If we request to have it back, we've got the permission to get it back off you." Right? So he thought, right, well, they're out of order. I told them not to send
Never heard of
one,
that before.
And they have done, and they're saying I can't chuck it away. So he called them up and said, "All
Burn
right,
it.
Mr. Pilkington here, bought a bed
If you burn it, you didn't throw it away.
off you con me and that. But, forget that. We've dealt with that. You've sent me a catalogue. I told you not to. It says on the back here that this will always be yours. Yeah? So, in a way, you're using my house as a warehouse. I'll be charging you 26 pence or something a day."
Brilliant.
He said, "You already owe me £6.28. Something like that.
Genius.
And, sorted it out. So again, it's just...
So hang on, but are they going along with this?
I don't know what happened. He said they sounded annoyed and said they'd get back to him, and they haven't. But he said, I'm not bothered. They can take as long as they want because the money just keeps going up.
Yeah. So
what sort
of they're not going to pay that.
Has he made so far?
Well, when I spoke to him in the week, it was like £6 odd.
Yeah.
I think that was on Tuesday. So he's just leaving it. It's like an investment.
Yeah. It's like an antique. It's
just going up every day. So.
Well, keep us posted on that. That's dynamite. One day we need to speak to your father.
Yeah, I think so.
So many questions need to be asked of him.
But I might say
so many questions. There's this thing. They changed it now, luckily. But there's this thing that for years, and I mean years. Dare I say decades? Maybe. I'll say decades. Sure. Doesn't matter anyway. But for a very long time in Argentina, it was impossible to cancel a subscription to anything. Cancel, like, internet subscription, cable, phone companies, like, anything a service you would pay for and you don't want it anymore. It was impossible. Impossible to cancel. And it was like this whole legal issue thing where they would have so many loopholes that you would just give up and end up paying it anyway because it was impossible to fight and cancel. Like you would call, they wouldn't pick up, and when you were saying I want to cancel, they would hang up on you, and like it was really low, right? Somebody somewhere along the line made a change, I guess a legal change, and now everything has a button on the bottom that says cancel button. It's real big and it's real pretty. And I don't know if it works or not. I haven't had to use it yet, but I hate this. This brings back such violent memories. I hate this issue, but I'm going to share it because it's kind of something like that. Because obviously that's not going to work. And, his dad just along the line is just going to get more and more pissed because they're not going to resolve that. One time, I was really young. My first ever personal bank account. They called me up after a week of having my bank account, and they started offering me a bunch of promos of this and that, and you can have this for this a month and blah, blah, blah. And all the promos were like the first 3 months are free and then we'll start charging. I said no to everything. I don't want nothing. No, because I know it's impossible to cancel things. No, don't give me anything, right? And they gave me 2 things. One was like, they would charge you for like a special number that you can call if you're in trouble. It wasn't insurance. It was just very bizarre kind of service. It made no sense. And the other thing was a subscription to a freaking newspaper, which why would a 20-year-old want a newspaper? I don't care. And a little like card that gives you discounts in certain cafes. I don't go to cafes. I didn't want it. And they gave it to me anyway, right? The thing is, they sent me the card and they never sent me the newspaper. I spent 2 freaking years calling like once a month trying to cancel it because they would charge me for it, trying to cancel it. And every time they said, sure, here's your number of cancellation, blah, blah, blah. And then the next month it would happen again. I'd get charged again. The first year and a half that they wouldn't cancel, one time I was so mad. I said, you guys don't even send me the freaking newspaper. Please let me cancel it. They started sending me the newspaper. Like they were charging me for something they weren't even doing, right? And I couldn't cancel it. I had to close my bank account. I had to cut them off from the source. And I didn't have a bank account for a couple of years because I was so mad. I worked and I got cash and it was fine. But dude, I had to cut them off. That's how bad it was here, right? Absolute disaster. Thank frickin' hell that changed. But that story pisses me off, dude. And every time somebody asks me about that card, oh, is it good? Don't get it. It's like freaking Google Photos. Don't do it. It's a scam, man. It's a scam.
And to give you a letter.
God damn it. I hate scams.
One day we need to speak to your father.
Yeah, I think so.
So many questions need to be asked of him.
But I might say, and to give you a letter to take home.
Yeah.
Dear Mr. Pilkington, your son Carl.
I love how music just randomly started.
Looking forward to it.
That's the forthcoming single from Nick Cave from his album Nocturama. That's called Bring It On.
That's great. I must admit, I was a latecomer to Nick Cave.
He's extraordinary, yeah.
I mean, years into his solo stuff before, I decided that he was brilliant.
Yeah,
he's fantastic.
No, he's fantastic. I had some exciting news this week, Carl. You'll be pleased to find out. I'm worried that you might get a little bit jealous because it's obviously going to impact on your world quite strongly. Because I know you think you like things to be quite samey. You like the status quo to be maintained. You like the fact that in the past, we've had some crosswords. Because I remember, what did you think of me when I first walked in? when I first came in on the first day of XFM.
I don't know why you're making a big deal.
Do you want to bring
because
it? Do you want to
I'm just being honest, though. I'm just being honest about a lot of people who see you for the first time sort of go, well, he's a bit weird.
Okay, that's creepy.
I know that's Steve that you brought it up, and then you're again.
But I'm sure that wasn't what he said before.
No,
did
he
say
did.
Before
yeah, well,
he's a bit weird.
Yeah, well, he looked at you, and I knew. I could see by the look on his face. You know when you know your kid, and your kid's sort of scared of something, and they go, "Why's your kid?" He goes, "Oh, he doesn't like pigeons or spiders."
Right.
It was like that when I saw Carl, and I brought you in, and I went, "What do you think of that, Carl?" I could see the look on his face that he was disturbed.
Sure.
And then, as he said. You get used to it, don't you?
Yeah, you get used to it. And you have changed a little bit. Your hair's a bit smarter now, and you've got some nicer glasses and that, I think. Or I might just...
Okay, with the picture you just put up, which is... I don't know from when, but whatever. And the picture that is used here definitely looks better. The hair changed a lot. The hair slicked back like that. Horrible. Absolutely horrible. It makes him look like a creeper for some reason. It's just like simply the hair, way better.
Get used to it. Just smarter now, and you've got some nicer glasses and that, I think. Or I might just get used to it.
Whoa! Don't bring it up, Steve. Don't look at me like that.
So you say that you think some other people in the office thought the same? Do you know that for sure?
Carl.
Did you discuss it?
Carl.
Yeah, I think they do. Yeah.
Okay, leave it there then.
But not just in the office. As you walk through the building.
I like how he's making it worse.
It's worse than you ever thought.
Well, no, it's not worse than I ever thought, because as you well know, Ricky Gervais...
Yeah.
What did I do on, Thursday morning?
Oh, is this the thing,
For those, that perhaps are not of the female persuasion listening, there's a magazine, apparently it sells quite well, it's one of the sort of female, kind of, issues magazines. I think it's called Company Magazine. Okay. It's like your sort of, I guess it's a bit like your Moore or your Vanity Fair or whatever. Anyway, they run every year the 50 most eligible bachelors in Great Britain section. Ding dong, hello. Who's in there this year? In the 50? In the top 50?
Oh my god! Wow, 28 too. Or is that his age? No. Is that his number? What is that? I guess it's his age. What number is he? I want to know. That's amazing. We're going to read it. I'm sorry. I'm excited. Co-writer of The Office from North London, blah, blah, blah. And XFM DJ. DJ. Interesting word for this. Okay. Sagittarius. Sure. I've got low standards. This is best quality. That's horrible. Worst quality. Wow, he really is a comedian. Worst quality, he's too generous. That's amazing. Hangouts, old men's pubs, sure. Sex, bed, beach, or backseat. But wait, what? Sex, bed, beach, or backseat? Okay, got it. Bed, unless it was a car parked on the beach with a bed in the back, of course. What makes you go weak at the knees? Knee in the balls. Good answer. What is this? What is the interview to get this on? Wow. These are questions. Okay. Fantasy sex situation with a woman. Sure. That's it. Dating disasters. Not being allowed in a bar when my date was waiting inside. I even tried bribing the doorman. True story. That's hilarious. How would your ex describe you? That lanky, goggle-eyed freak who won't stop phoning me. This is amazing. Oh, it's to vote, like the top guy. I imagine he didn't win. To vote, and there's a number. This. Thank you, Rusty, for adding that. This is amazing. This made my week. I kind of want to read other people's. Like, look at the other guy. Best quality, loyalty. Worst quality, vanity. Like, super honest, maybe. Favorite thing about a woman: curves, boobs, legs, face, skin, hair. He likes women, sure. Dude, this is hilarious. Wait, but they don't have the same kind of questions? That makes it even funnier. Oh my god. Biggest turnoff. Arrogant and bitchy women. It's really funny that they don't have the same questions. Secret romance weapons. The last guy, I can't point to him. His eyes. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Dating disasters. Breaking down in my car and being 12 hours late for the date. She waited 12 hours? Wow. Wow. This was so fun. Okay.
Of the entire country.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
Ding
that
dong,
was just, that
Who's
was
in
amazing.
there this year? In the
Wait,
ding dong.
how does it work? Vote by phone, text. To win a date with one of them? Oh, it just gets funnier and funnier. This is amazing. This is so cool. From TV stars to teachers, we've completed our annual nationwide search to bring you Britain's sexiest, sportiest, smartest, single men only in company. Enjoy.
Hello.
This is
Who's
amazing.
in there this year? In the top 50 of the entire country.
And then they vote, and they put them in order and see who's the most eligible bachelor.
But that's 50
That was
people,
so good.
right? It always annoys me slightly because Bachelor, it kind of seems like a more sophisticated word for loser.
Yeah, no.
Which always sort of
I don't
unnerves
think
me
And also
slightly.
they try and do a different 50 every year, so they're
But-
getting pretty desperate to get different ones.
No,
You know,
no,
it's not
no,
really-
no, no,
'cause
no.
also a lot of people who are sort of like successful, are married, so
Oh
there's
my
very
God, man.
little to...
No,
Go on,
no,
then.
no. There's a huge. I don't know if this is international. It could even be international. I'm not
Sure.
sure actually. So I
Sure.
could be up there with the likes of Justin Timberlake,
Sure.
etc. So Fred
Doubt it.
Durst,
Yeah.
that sort of person, you know. So anyway, this is what's exciting, right? Although I'm slightly frustrated because they were telling me that last year. All right, because what happens is the readers of the magazine they vote for who they think is number one most eligible bachelor, right?
Okay.
Last year, the prize was a 2-week trip in the Bahamas. Okay. This year,
It's just
I'm
a
rather
date.
annoyed because all I'm going to win is a moped. That's the prize this year. That's the prize this year. A moped.
Whoa, backtrack.
What?
Sorry? Last year was a 2-week trip to Bahamas, and this year
Just
what?
a moped. All I'm going to get is a
All
moped.
you're going to win is a moped.
Yeah,
You got no chance.
You're
You've got no chance. Who else is in it? Who else is in it?
Well, I mean, I don't know what.
If that doesn't explain how much this whole event declined in just quality, I don't know what how could this be louder? I mean,
Lots of people you'd never heard of. I know Duncan from Blue. is in
Ding.
this.
So,
No.
so you're second to him at least already. I imagine you're going to come behind the other 49. So,
No,
but, you
because
know,
there'll be
but-
people voting for me. They
yeah,
get to vote for me.
yeah, Steve.
They'll see my photo and then they can vote for me.
Yeah, according to he, I was 22nd most sexy man in the world.
I better take that helmet back.
I would.
I would.
ACDC.
Brilliant.
You shook me all night long on XFM 104.
You know what? I'm gonna share it because it's funny. I don't like talking about politics, but it's he just reminded me. He said, "I'm gonna take the helmet back." I would. There were elections here in Argentina last year, in December, and they were obviously elections always end up in two major parties. Whatevs. And the wife of the losing party, the guy that was, trying to be elected president, the wife was so freaking sure they were going to win. She already filled the place where the president lives. There's a whole bunch of names that I'm not going to go into. We don't have the White House. We have the Pink House. Don't ask me why. I don't know. There's many theories. Doesn't matter. But they don't live there. Here, that's just like the office. They have this whole thing. It's a suite. Whatever. It doesn't matter. She filled the presidential suite, let's call it, with a whole bunch of just new furniture. She stocked that place up to her liking. And then they lost. And she had to go and get everything. I mean, wow. That's just, dude. That's embarrassing. The whole country. Like, even people that voted for her, well, for him, were making fun of her, because that was just stupid.
And well, this show is a rocking.
It is.
Ricky
indeed.
Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. I came up with a new strand for Carl as well. He's always got, we've done, I don't think there's a week gone where we haven't mentioned an hairy kid.
A hairy child. You're right.
Yeah. Some related to a monkey and that. And I thought you could do a regular thing where he's got to come up with a story
Monkey news?
about an ape or a monkey, and it's called Chimpanzee. That.
Of course.
I have got one, but I can't remember it at the moment, so I'll just have to
It'll
think
come to you
about
when
that.
Then you don't got one.
Well, listen, while you're thinking like that, while you're stewing on that, here's a problem that someone's emailed in. We're taking emails today. If you've got a problem, a concern, or, you know, just a general query that you think Carl could answer for you. It could be about anything. It could be about some of the big kind of philosophical questions.
Yeah.
It could be you know, something to do with war or famine, anything like that. Or it could just be a personal dilemma, you know, something that's happening locally. Anyway, this seems one that I think you and your father have probably come across this sort of dilemma in the past.
You know what's fun? I just scratched myself. It looks like I painted my lips with this. I didn't, but it totally looks like it. Nope.
I don't know what your take is on it. Let me see, this is from Lee Matthews by the look of it. He says, he lives in a suburban area where the local teenagers also live on the same road, and they're running riot. They're smashing wing mirrors off the cars, they're crashing into parked cars on their skateboards, they're just generally making mayhem, you know, night and day. What can he do to stop this going on? The parents of the kids don't seem to give a damn. Anyone who complains to them, they just say, oh, piss off. You know, the police are useless because they never catch them in the actual act of violence, which is what they got to do to apparently convict them. So they don't know who to turn to, really. It's rather like when a little old lady went and got the A-team, you know.
You know, and he was dressed as an elderly Chinaman.
Exactly.
She knew who he was. Colonel Decker didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
You see, it's weird because now it has got out of hand. Do you know what I mean? Like years ago when I was growing up on the estate, yeah, you had problems, but not like you have now. Do you know what I mean? You know,
Summers were nice as well, weren't they?
Well, it did seem that way, didn't it?
Yeah.
Right. And
police are getting shorter, aren't
But you yourself kind of admitted in the past that you were something of a tearaway. You didn't do anything like these kids here.
The thing is, I was scared that if I got caught doing it, my dad would go mad.
Yes.
And I remember smashing a car window by accident and legging it in the lounge and sort of pretending to go asleep on the settee. Right?
Genius.
And I heard a knock at the door.
He chloroformed himself, just to be unconscious when his dad came home.
And there was a knock on the door, and I thought, oh God, this is the fella who saw me. I was chucking a stone in the air, seeing how high I could throw it.
Of course you were. Did it keep landing on your head? That would explain a lot.
And it came down.
Chucking a stone in the air, love it.
See how far I could throw
brilliant.
So, you know, I wasn't bothering anyone.
Did you invent that game?
I love how he just
Did you get the stone for your
ignores
birthday?
them.
Go and play with your stone.
He gave one to Suzanne.
Carl, go and play with your stone.
The thing is, right, and it came down at a funny angle, and
Of course it did.
It ate the back of this car, and the back window is the most expensive because it has that heating thing in it.
Yeah.
In case you got a frosty window.
Yeah.
So I thought, oh God. So I legged it in, got on the settee, went to sleep, knocked at the door.
Genius. This is a brilliant plan. It's a brilliant plan. I couldn't be guilty. I'm asleep.
So
I love the idea.
So the thing is, our lounge used to sort of you could see in from the door, right? So this family who saw me do it saw me asleep on the settee, and my mum said, "Go and get the door," and I sort of went, "What?" as if I'd been asleep.
Yeah.
I went to the door, like rubbing my eyes, and the fella said, "What did you run off for? I saw you." I was like, "Oh no." And I didn't see my dad. I went out. It was when he was working sort of evenings, so I went out so I didn't have to see my dad. And then the next day I came home from school, and my dad said, 45 quid.
Ooh.
That's all he said
all
when
he
he looked at me.
And then you fell asleep when he went, wake up. You know what I said? No.
Go play with your
45 quid.
stone.
Now the thing
Carl.
is, he didn't have to do anything.
£45, Carl. Now, I know you were saving up for a brick, but you can't have it.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? It's like, I knew I did wrong, and I was scared that my dad was going to belt me.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll be more careful next time.
But that was clearly good parenting on the part of your father, because these young tykes, clearly they don't have the
what do you do?
the father support.
I don't know
if you were living in that street.
Is he saying that being terrified of your father is good parenting? You're so scared of the punishment of whatever would happen that you don't do anything, and if you do anything, you gotta hide it? I don't know. I don't think that's good parenting at all.
Very quickly, what would you do? What would your approach be if you were living in his street?
What if they'd come over and they just vandalised all your pebbles, right, that you've been saving over the years, and just threw your gravel away? What would you do if they just...
I'd probably clout one of them.
So you'd use violence?
I think it's the only way sometimes.
Sometimes the only way.
And I don't mean, you know, really bad, but I'd show them that I'm not putting up with this.
Right.
And then the problem is you've got their family coming round, and they're probably quite...
Go to sleep. If you hit a kid and the dad comes down, just go to sleep.
Yeah.
Just,
So,
equally, if you're doing a bigger crime, you know, a bank job or a murder...
Remember to take the stocking off your head, because if they wake you up and go, why have you got a stocking on your head? Just go, I had a weird dream. It won't work.
It's like with our kid, right? He was... I told Ricky about this the other day.
Who's our kid?
In the pub, but it's...
Is this your brother?
He never, yeah.
Because he was a terror, wasn't he?
Well, yeah, a little bit, but it
he
was
did
more...
drive a tank down the high street once, didn't he?
Yeah, that's when he was in the army.
Yeah.
But
another story.
He got booted.
That's when he was in the army. But
another story.
But this time, I remember my mum and dad were going out right for the evening, and I must have been about 5, so our Mark was like probably 18, something like that, 16, 17, 18.
Okay,
so
age
my mum and dad
difference.
go out, and our Mark says to me, right, here's a deal, do your little deal. I'm going to have a load of women round. Right, deal is, I'll let you have your tractor in the house.
Wow, he had a tank, you had a tractor.
but his brother didn't have the rocks that Carl had.
No.
So he needed the tractor to put his toys
What
along.
kind of a man was he? He brought a bunch of women round?
So, yeah, there was loads of... But do you know when you're a kid, you don't think, oh, I know what they're up to. You're not bothered, are you? Do you know what I mean? As long as I've got my tractor, I'm happy.
Yeah.
So I was
He hasn't changed a bit.
But how many women did he have round? Was it just him and, like, a bunch of women?
Yeah.
Was it like, what's his name? What's his name? Look like Nedwell from Confessions. Confessions of an older
They all
brother.
just came round and had a
He
big
liked
orgy.
his women. Seriously, right, my mum and dad had to move because they got sick of women coming round saying, I've got a kid and it's your Mark's. They had to move because it got that bad.
You know, did you hear, when you were playing on your tractor and there was women running back and forth in underwear, did you ever hear this noise? Did you ever hear that noise?
Is that Noel
Did you ever hear
Fielding?
that?
Or kind of wow, 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 wow.
Wow, 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 wow. And just see your
Wow, wow,
brother's
wow.
arse disappearing down the thing
exactly.
being chased by a butcher. Did you ever?
It's not important, is it?
Is that what it's going to be like, do you think, when I'm voted #1 most eligible bachelor in Great Britain?
Doubt it.
And you come in on your moped.
I mean, no, like, am I going to get a tractor?
Cheering brakes, painkiller. Open brackets, summer rain, close brackets. XFM 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant,
Sound.
Carl Pilkington.
Rockbusters?
Is it that time?
It is indeed. Last week, of course, it was a disaster.
Yep, every Saturday at 16 minutes to 2, we do Rockbusters.
I have to say that I've not really gone through them, but the prizes look exactly the same as they were last week.
Yeah.
There's that
Wouldn't be the
T-shirt.
first time.
So it's a
There's
rollover,
still-
but you haven't added to it.
Have you not
The
added
point of a
anything to
rollover is you've got to add to it. That's the excitement.
Yeah,
Not
there's a couple
Wait,
of
isn't it? Wait, what?
the point of a rollover is you've got to add it to it.
Have you not
The
added
point of a
anything to it?
rollover is you've got to add.
I don't understand what Ricky's saying. He said it a bunch of times too, like roller. I don't. But I don't know. Maybe that's the word I'm missing. But wasn't it that last time there wasn't a winner because he fudged up and nobody won? I guess, and so it is the same prizes because there was no winner. Am I? I'm like I guess I'm confused. I don't. Whatever.
Add to it.
Doesn't matter.
Have you not
The
added
point of a
anything to it?
rollover is you've got to add to it. That's the excitement.
Yeah,
Not
there's a
Roll
couple of
over.
albums.
Okay, there it is. Yes. Yes. It's the same prizes and you have to add to it. Why? Because he fudged up? Last week's people got screwed, by the
Well, there's
way.
also the Fools and Horses video with the free...
I don't think I'm bloody jealous of that. I like that little yellow thing.
It's a little, there's a little kind of model three-wheeled van.
Rodney, you plonker.
Oh, dear
What's
me.
that?
This is what looks to be some kind of best of the stereo MCs.
Don't call me a plonker, you wanker.
The David Attenborough DVD collection.
Oh, shit
That's
himself
cool.
in
I
it.
like that.
Oh, yeah, the big prize that we
Boy,
tried to give
see
away
you,
now. Best chill out album.
Cassandra.
We can't see you. Okay.
Who is that supposed to be an impression of? Which member of the cast is that?
Oh,
Is that Cheeky Dell?
I don't know.
This is great
Best chill out
radio.
album ever, the best air
Brilliant.
guitar volume 2, and of
Brilliant.
course for all our fans, Doctor Who, The Aztecs. That's on DVD, and that's
The
one of the
band.
William Hartnell Doctor Who. Alright. That's the worst impression I've ever heard. That's brilliant.
Right, Rockbusters then.
Right, three cryptic stuff. Oh, come on.
Right. Yeah, Bill.
Three. I can't do it.
No, come on.
Right, three cryptic clues.
Some
Very
of which
cryptic.
may be wrong.
Yeah, and don't take the letters literally.
Yeah.
Right, go on.
And some initials, and it makes up a band. So here we go then. There's three of them. You email in ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Yeah.
Right, here we go then.
Sure.
Number one. The weather stinks, doesn't it?
That's it?
The weather stinks, doesn't it?
Yeah. That's R.
That's R.
Right.
Rain? I don't know.
The weather stinks, doesn't it?
Yeah. Second one. Look, Gran, just get on the boat and help us out.
Alright, give us that again.
That just brought a flashback of a movie I forgot I saw. Dante's Peak. When at the end they're trying to save themselves in the boat and Grandma gets out to save them. She sacrifices herself. Oh, that's horrible.
Look, Gran, just get on the boat and help us out.
Look, Gran, just get on the boat and help us out. What's the initial?
R again.
R again, interesting.
Yeah. And then the third
I'm
one.
suspicious.
If you're going to do that with your drink, I'd let it settle for a bit before you open it. CK.
CK.
What?
All right.
Once more?
So quickly, all the way through then. Number one, the weather stinks, doesn't it? That's R. Look, Gran, just get on the boat and help us out, will you? That's R as well. And then the last one, if you're going to do that to your drink, I'd let it settle for a bit before you open it. CK.
Ricky.
If you're going to do that with your drink, I'd let it settle a bit before you open it. What I'm getting from this clue is the shaking of a can, right? And there's a C right there, so can. I don't know. Can. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I got.
Gervais@xfm.co.uk.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
Right, we'll have a bit of vinyl.
Let's have a classic from the Merchant Collection.
That's how the song ends?
That's going to be the new single. Let me know.
The hell was that?
Sing for
Oh,
them.
that was his
Like that.
impression. Got it.
On
Not bad,
XFM, 104.9, Ricky Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington, alright, Carl?
All right.
What's the matter? Huh?
Just, you know what's the matter?
What?
Should I explain?
If you want.
I'm sort of an independent adjudicator, and I couldn't help but notice that you both went out to make the teas, but only one of you came back with a wig made out of that poppy stuff that you pack.
Bubble wrap.
Bubble wrap, yeah. That you
And he
pack
didn't want me to do it with sellotape, so I kindly did it with elastic bands that I found.
That's nice,
Apparently it hurt his ear, it's cut into his head, and look at him, he's annoyed. I don't know.
Well, yeah.
There's not many times I've ever done, any form of work really, where halfway through it, let's say a 2-hour live radio show, one of the people has said to the other, "Can I make out of this big cardboard box a bishop's hat for you?"
Well, I did that, and
And start fashioning that.
and
when he
yeah,
should be
but and the
concentrating on the
sellotape
show.
hurt his eyebrows. So when we went to the kitchen, I kind of did it with elastic bands, and that was cutting into his ear or something. I don't know, making excuses. Oh.
Carl, you are here for Ricky Gervais's amusement. I think if you check the small print of your contract.
Have you got anything interesting about a monkey or an ape, so we can do chimpanzee that?
I know something that a lot of other people will know, but I'll
Well, let's do it then.
Chimpanzee. What's it called again?
Where should we do a jingle?
Well, do a little jingle for us then.
Oh, chimpanzee that!
Brilliant. That's great.
Right.
So I look forward to that every week.
Yeah.
And what's
Go on,
your
Okay.
interesting chimp
Fact.
fact?
Right, it's about this monkey ages ago.
Of course.
Don't know where it happened.
17th century?
I think it was a chimp. Right.
Right.
Got caught having a fag. Do you know it?
What
Do you know it?
know it? Oh, narrow it down. Loads of chimps are caught with woodbines.
Right. He was
Got
having
caught having a fag.
so it was sent to court. And
Was it underage?
It was.
And it got someone to go into the newsagent forum.
Did it get a bigger gorilla to go into the
newsagent
to get 20 Rothmans?
It ended up doing time. Because it was.
Go back a minute. Wait a minute. Whoa.
No, I don't know. That's as much as I know. So there's no point questioning.
That is as much as you know, isn't it? Quite literally.
Sorry, but why did he go to prison?
It's against the law to have a monkey having a fag. Wherever it was.
In a built-up area. What are you talking about? It's against the law for a monkey to have a fag. What if it got it himself? Even if it just... What about if it earned it himself, just like moving tyres round or mucking out the zebras?
I don't know the full story.
You don't know the full story, do you?
Well, do you think...
You never do, do
I
you?
presume it was a monkey from a zoo, right?
Yeah.
Do you think it'd be fed up, though? Because in a way, it's home from home, isn't it? When I read it, I didn't think it was that bad, because I just thought, well...
they don't put monkeys in prison.
They didn't put the monkey in a prison.
They're overcrowded. They haven't got the space.
Well, I'll find it and give you where I got it from, and you
Chopper Harris was furious because the monkey got the top bunk.
Yeah.
Can I just...
And he did. Okay, then... Oh, Chimpanzee that. Another one next week.
I don't think so. Rockbusters, right? Can I just recap?
Yeah, because actually I have to say you've really stumped people this week.
Yeah.
Well, either that or they just can't be bothered anymore.
Well, they're wrong again.
A little bit of both.
No, right.
I think the prizes are so pitiful they can't be asked.
Let me just explain it again, just in case they don't understand it. It's a cryptic clue, right? And it makes up a band, and the initial that I give you is the initial that the band or the artist starts off with. So, last week, I can't remember, but we did AK, an exploding pet, atomic kitten. That explains it.
I love
very
that.
Quickly, number one.
No, last week we did
example.
FP,
always and forever.
That you gave out the clue. FD, Frida Payne.
Yeah, it was an error. So
they're all right this week, though, aren't they?
Yeah.
At least there is a D in there. It's free da pain. Like he separated it wrong. It's not like he said FJ and you're like, where the hell did you get the J from? At least it kind of sort of made sense. Yeah, it screwed everybody over, but
it stinks, doesn't it? That's the cryptic clue, and the letter is R. Number 2.
That's the rainy smell, boys.
Right. Look, Gran, just get on the boat and help us out, will you? That's R as well. And the last one, if you're
that's rigging nanny.
If you're going to do that to your drink, I'd let it settle for a bit before you open it. That's CK.
Right.
Ricky.Gervais at XFM.
Can kickers!
Plus, keep your problems and queries coming in for Carl. We've got another one as well, which I'd like to give you after the next track, Carl, if I may. All right?
You've got a problem, haven't you?
What with? Oh, yeah.
Listen to this, Carl.
Let's play a record. Let's come back with this.
It's an amazing problem. You're getting celebrities asking me questions now, Carl. That's David Bowie. Is there life on Mars? Do you reckon?
I reckon there's more going on than just us messing about. I reckon.
I hope so.
I think.
Tell Steve your problem that you aired to me.
Well, do you know, like I'm always thinking about stuff when I'm washing up.
I'm just going to look at Steve for the reaction when this question comes out. Okay.
There's been a few things I've been thinking about. Do you know, like how I try to confuse a computer by putting in Y in the search engine?
Yeah.
So, along the lines of that, I was thinking in the week, if you put a chameleon on a mirror, what would happen?
Okay, sure.
And also, this is a bit of a bigger issue. We're always making more and more stuff, right? In the world, you know, big buildings, big planes, big boats, and that. Will we ever get to a point where all this is too heavy for the world to handle?
Right. What error has he made there, Steve? What physical, scientific error has he made there with that question?
I can't begin to explain it.
Carl, we're not getting the rocks from other planets. It's already here. It's like having a big pile of books in a room and then moving them over to the other side of the room and build a thing going, oh, can the room take it? I'm building a lot of things out of these books.
What about plastic? Where's that come from?
Other chemicals that existed on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see the point?
Hang on a minute, though. What about a little tree? You plant that as an acorn, it grows, Rick. That's bigger. That's more stuff.
Yeah.
Don't listen to him,
Yeah.
Carl. He's patronising
What about
you.
acorns and that, though?
Right.
I'm sorry. That was so cute. That was so cute.
They patronise him.
Yeah.
Stuff.
What about Acorn?
Yeah. Don't listen to him, Carl. He's patronising you.
What about acorns and that, though?
Right. They grow from minerals and proteins already in our atmosphere or in our the mass of Earth.
What about a cat, Carl? Right, you get it. It's a very tiny kitten, but it grows up and it's bigger.
Carl, he's doing it on purpose.
Elephants.
They're very small to begin with.
What-
but
Doing it on purpose.
they're very small to begin with, but they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and so they get heavier and heavier.
Mind you, dinosaurs have gone.
You know, but you,
Why are we minding that? What's...
But you know,
dude, little Stephen
Dinosaurs have
Merchant.
gone.
Oh,
You know, but you-
Car's little, like, he has little worry lines in the Lego. This is great. I love that they're just, like, looking at him laughing. Like, are you seriously laughing right now?
but you know that's famously that's how Atlantis disappeared. You know, you've heard of the legend of Atlantis. Have you heard of the legend of Atlantis?
I think so.
This was a city that
Hey,
existed.
oi! New York is sinking because they keep making too many buildings. I get that that's not what he said. That's not the same thing. But islands are an issue. Some of them. But I think the fact that New York is actually sinking is fascinating because they just keep building. Like nobody's taking care of that. They're not helping the issue.
It's proven, right? And what happened was they just kept buying stuff in mail order. They just kept ordering stuff, like the king and stuff. Just kept ordering stuff in mail order. He brought girls across.
Carpets.
You know,
Also, wait, because I just okay. I gotta say something. Yes, okay, sure. It's all the same stuff, and he used the example of the books. You got bookcase or bookshelf or whatever in one side of the room, and if you move it, yes, and also no, because dude, I don't know how to explain this properly. Okay, say it's the world, and you know New York is sinking because they can bring things from other places to New York. So there's more material than New York had to offer when New York wasn't a bunch of buildings. You know what I mean? Like, yes, you can. It's the same weight distributed in the same area, but he said a room. Okay, maybe that room. If you move the bookcase to a side of the room, which already has more weight from something else, and it's not evenly distributed, like, there's a whole thing, okay? It's not as simple as that. I get it. I get that he's, you know, making fun of Carl. I get all of it. But there's more to it than that. There's definitely more to it.
Carpets, he kept buying, TV set, big screen TVs and stuff like that. And eventually, he bought
I'm sorry, what?
Kept ordering stuff in mail order. He brought stuff existed, it's proven.
I got lost.
But famously that's how Atlantis
All right, Atlantis.
disappeared.
I forgot what we were talking about.
The legend of Atlantis. Have you heard of the legend of Atlantis?
I think so.
This was a city that existed, it's proven, right? And what happened was they just kept buying stuff in mail order. They just kept ordering stuff, like the king and stuff. Just kept ordering stuff in mail order. He brought girls across,
carpets, lot of carpets.
Carpets. He kept buying TV set, big screen TVs and stuff like that. And eventually,
he bought up all the myrrh that the wise men didn't want.
Yeah, he just, because he's from, like, olden times, and he just kept buying stuff, crazy, like, he was just a shopaholic, basically.
Mental it was.
And he was ludicrous, it was like...
I like that
it
just adding.
It just sunk. And it just sunk.
So, to the earth, the more planes we build, the more trees we let grow from acorns.
And more than that, what about all the people who are
the more elephants.
There's only
one Rick Wallers in this world.
I think we've got to kill off endangered species and burn trees. That's the only way the earth can survive. You mental. Right, what are you doing?
Right.
Okay, look, quick query for you. This is from Jay. He's got a problem here.
You know what, though? They could have, like, I get it. I get the funny. I get it. I enjoyed that very much, by the way. But they could teach him as well. They can make fun of him and teach him at the same time. Can you imagine that? He'd be unstoppable if they did that.
He says, my parents won't let me ditch my studies. He's currently reading modern languages at London University.
Sure.
He wants to follow his dream, but his parents won't let him, of being a dancer. Carl. Worse than that, he says that they're trying to arrange a marriage to a bunch of minging daughters of people they know from good families. He doesn't know what to do, so he's got the arranged marriage coming along, and he's also got, he basically wants to be a dancer. His parents are forcing him into something more practical.
Well, the first thing, right, I don't think
Live your dreams?
The arranged marriage thing is such a bad idea.
Okay.
Because I think too many people go on looks.
Right.
And then you soon get bored of that, and you find out the person who you're knocking about with is actually not your type.
Right.
Why don't you arrange marriages for people?
Well, I'm just saying, right, so I'd say, Jay, go along with that. I wouldn't worry about it.
Okay.
I mean, if they're really
Terrible
ugly,
advice.
then, you know, don't go along with it. But if they're half bad,
Yeah.
put up with it. That's
Sure.
all right. The dancing,
Brilliant.
right?
That's that solved.
Brilliant.
I wanted to be a dancer. After I did the boxing,
I love him
joined,
dancing.
Joined the dancing thing just
What is
near
he, a chipmunk?
Man United's ground, right? Called
Oh, I'm
Twiggy
sorry, I didn't
thing,
hear that. I got
right?
distracted.
I joined a dancing thing just near Man United's ground, right? Called Twiggies. Went along. I wanted to learn some moves. And
How old were you?
Well, it was when Michael Jackson was like pretty big, so about 80, 83, 84, 85, something like that, around there. Wanted to do it. When I went, it was shut, and it had become like a warehouse for toilet rolls. So in a way, I wonder what would have happened.
Sorry. How is that an anecdote about you going through dancing? You've told me before you did boxing for a while, you did dancing for a while. You had true fight in the boxing. You didn't even get in the. That's not an. Imagine if that was a film. This is a boy's dream of becoming a dancer. Oh, it's shut. Next on. I mean, how is that a story?
Yeah, that was Billy Elliot. Do you think it would have won quite as many awards?
Yeah, brilliant. Footloose. All right,
Yeah.
I'm fed up. They banned it. Let's go. Oh, it's shut.
Yeah.
Flash dance. First, there was. It's a warehouse. Never mind.
I'm just saying, you know, you'll find something else. I think I got a go-kart after that. I bought a motorised go-kart and kept myself busy with that. So. There's always other
Just
things.
think, Alan Bennett has to sit down and really sweat over his stories.
Yeah.
He just opens his mouth.
You are a living Alan.
Okay, if they actually make this a segment of him like giving advice to people, oh my god. Wow. It's terrible advice all around. All around. It's concerning though. Like, I really hope that whoever, you know, emails in problems stuff has, you know, enough sense to say, okay, whatever he says, it's the opposite. Jeez.
And Bennett character.
So
that's that solved. Well, Jay, don't worry about that. There's no emotional problems I can foresee if you follow that advice.
So the advice there is do an arranged marriage.
If she's not
ugly, minging, she's not completely minging.
Yeah.
Okay.
And don't worry about dancing. Get a go-kart. Cheers.
Great. Keep your problems coming in.
Wow, man.
Rest Your Head by Gene on XFM 104.9 with Gervais, Steve Merchant, Carl Pilkington. While I was with Carl in that restaurant, while I was giving him the problems, the old fella with Viagra and the two fellas.
Everybody getting stuck
in the cubicle. We came up with a new idea because he's dumping. Do we need him? As I say, 'cause he thinks the scientists have got together. They're never going to wipe out a limpet or a slug. They think they're good, but they're not that good. This is people that are lauded as great minds, and Carl has brought them down.
He's taken issue with them.
Like what? He went right. Great thinkers, and I went okay then. Sir Isaac Newton, the father of modern physics. He went, is he the fellow with the apple? I went, yeah. He went, there again, see? Why do I need to know that the Earth sucks us towards it, gravity? He said, if I was floating around, it would be a problem, I'd ask his opinion. I went, what about Einstein? He went, again, I've never needed... And this is what he said, I've never needed MC squared in my life. The fella who invented the video, I watch one a day.
You know what I mean, though? Give credit where credit's due.
Right.
And I think that a lot of the
all
stuff
those
that was
people,
invented, like when we were talking about inventions, you know, I started to look in books and that, finding stuff out. And there was some fella who got a mention on an invention site just because he came up with the fishbowl. And it's like, is it that hard?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's clearly a bowl.
Sorry, you're not putting him in the same category as Newton and Einstein, are you?
He was on the same list. Einstein was on there. It was saying about him doing that.
He got a
Newton
mention,
with the
though.
apple. And who else was in there? Da Vinci, whatever. He was
Leonardo
on
da
there.
Vinci.
Yeah. Is he the one who did Mona Lisa as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. He said it took him 12 years to paint the lips. I don't think that's that good. Like, it takes that long. I saw, you know, when you think, saw Tony Hart do like a an Aborigine man with a elephant in the background took about 3 minutes.
Aborigine. An Aborigine?
Well,
Really? An elephant?
So what about some of the big names?
Well,
Just
go on,
what's your first reaction when I say some
Okay,
big
wait.
names?
I gotta say, Da Vinci, great, amazing, all that. Mona Lisa, overrated.
Three.
Go on.
Gandhi.
Again, what did he do?
Good point.
Right.
Good
Oh,
point.
that
Good point.
laugh.
Good point.
But yeah, all right. Do you understand what he represents?
Well, go on, tell me, and then I'll tell you if he deserves to
But
be
you know,
mentioned.
his
Do
whole
we
kind
need
of
him?
attitude towards peaceful protest. You know, it's quite a sort of modern idea. You know, very much the forefather of the '60s movement. You know, where people would sort of sit in, and protest. You know,
Steve. Right, look at the glazed look on his face.
Did I lose him on Gandhi?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just
Pick
it's
someone
not.
else, do someone else.
Pick someone else. Okay.
all
Well,
right.
someone you know about that's obviously. Let's think. A great thinker. Isambard Kingdom Brunel.
Right, yeah, he's alright.
Brilliant.
I've
thanks.
never heard of that one.
What
Brilliant
Oh,
thing.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm thinking more your modern day, like your Richard Bransons and that. Who,
Okay.
like,
To be fair, I wouldn't put Branson up there with Gandhi.
Christ, Newton,
Christ.
but
Einstein.
why?
Stephen Hawking.
Because he's mainly known for having a beard and a funny jumper.
I don't know
You
who
have to
that
start
is.
including
No,
Noel
that's
Edmonds.
that's Noel Edmonds. Yeah, you're getting confused there.
But Branson's a businessman. He's not one of the great sort of scientific
Oh,
minds.
by the way, last time everybody was mentioning, or it came up, I can't remember if it was XFM or where it came up, but somebody mentioned somewhere, Norm MacDonald, was it? Norman MacDonald? Something like that. I was like, I don't know who that is. And then I read the comments and everybody's like, oh, you're missing out. The guy's hilarious, amazing. I was like, okay, there were so many comments. I'm like, I gotta look this guy up. Yeah, I know him. Of course I know him. That guy's amazing. I just didn't know his name. I know a lot of people just by the face and not their name. That guy's fantastic. Oh, he's been in so many things also. He was in like My Name's Earl. He's Yaphet in the Orville. He's a lot of things. That guy is brilliant. I've seen interviews. I've seen a bunch of stuff. That guy has such a particular voice as well. But of course I know who he is. I just didn't know his name. And yes, I gotta look stuff up, of course. But I felt so silly because I was like, how is everybody... Like, I was the odd one out, not knowing. I'm like... I mean, somebody even said something about, like, being so young. I'm like... How old was Norm? Like, who are we talking about? And I was like, Jesus Christ. I'm bad with names.
In
philosophical
time,
thinkers.
right, in time.
Whereas-
I'm not bad with names. I'm bad with memory. I like how it says pictured here in his C5, like a C5 is something everybody knows about. I don't know.
I've
About
seen-
He's a businessman. He's not one of the great sort of scientific minds
I
or
think in
philosophical
time,
thinkers.
The
right,
comparisons
in time,
they're
Whereas
making.
Clive Sinclair, in his little car, on his way to work, brilliant.
No, but in time, there's certain things like the apple falling off a tree.
Right.
Whoever was sat there would have gone, that's a bit odd. Do you know what I mean? It's just that
Yeah.
they were there first.
But to be fair, Christ instigated
No.
2,000 years of religion based on his teachings. Richard Branson, to be fair, he did launch Mike Oldfield's Tubular Bells.
Yeah,
They're
see
not
the
quite
difference?
comparable.
See, this is a-
it depends what you get impressed by, doesn't it? Suzanne's always saying...
Maybe Newton was there. He was coming up with a brilliant theory, like amazing. He was probably inventing the helicopter, right? The apple hit him in the head, and he went, "The Earth's sucking me. The Earth's sucking me."
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Could have happened. But, so, my girlfriend's always saying, what impresses you?
Yeah.
Because she was saying the other day, do you want to go to Egypt? And I said, no, not really.
No.
She goes, well, don't you want to see the pyramids?
Not interested.
It's like, I've seen them on the telly.
Okay.
Sure.
Are they going to be that much more amazing when you see them
Yeah,
in real
good
life?
point. Good point.
Yeah,
How
I
did
like
you
that
ever
he
move
proved
out
this.
of your street in Manchester?
But hang on, no, sorry, I'm interested to know because this is something that that he came up with, and this is someone that loves him and that he respects. So I'm interested to see what was your answer to what impresses you.
I don't think I did answer it. I just said, the odd
You
things.
just said I'm asleep.
Little things like I ran home the other night and said, oh, I've just learnt something today.
Well done.
She goes, go on. And, Lego bricks?
Oh yeah.
The name came about because some kid's mum, the kid was messing with the bricks, and she said, let go of them and come and have your dinner.
Play record.
It's got to be rubbish. It's got to
Play
be
record.
It's
rubbish.
always rubbish, isn't it?
Wait, they're Scandinavian for a start.
That didn't even make sense because... Jesus Christ, play a record. What were they called when the kid bought them? Lego's an abbreviation of the Danish. I didn't know that phrase. I'm not going to attempt that, but I guess Lego. Which means play well. Nice. There used to be, like years ago, there were these debates online. People would just choose two random things and have people debate, like, what are there more of in the world? Like, I don't know, eyes or legs, you know? I think was one. And people are like, well, you have eyes because spiders have a bunch of eyes. But then, oh my God, you have centipedes and millipedes, so definitely legs. And people were just debating. And, like, debates got heated. I saw people getting mad about that. And there was one that was, I think it was windows compared to wheels. Was it windows? Something compared to wheels. And people were like, oh, well, wheels have, like, they brought up the most random things. Okay, like, computer chairs have 6 wheels usually, and with the amount of offices and a bunch of cities, like important cities, and the amount of chairs that they will have, the wheels definitely win, blah, blah. And then somebody came out and said Lego makes, I don't know how many billion tiny wheels for, like, all their toys and stuff a year. It's wheels, hands down, okay? Like, no, there's no argument just because of Lego.
So, well, there's no Lego.
Boys are back in town.
I feel like this particular episode I'm not complaining because it doesn't affect me at all, but I feel like for whoever's listening, it had, like, back in 2003, it had very little music.
Then Lizzie, what a classic.
Beautiful.
Carl, should that be our anthem, me, you and Steve, eh? Eh? Yeah?
Can I just get a couple of bits of admin out of the way?
Go on.
We've had an email from Peter Goff. He has said, where is Richard Anderson?
Where is
He only
Dickers?
tunes in to listen to him.
Where's
it's absolutely
Dickley?
fair
Where's
enough.
little Dicky Docker?
Little Dicky Anders is not
So even
emailed in.
fans
If you
are
don't
asking
listen
about
normally,
him?
Anders is our biggest
Amazing.
fan.
He
Normally he's got
loves
some-
us. I just absolutely
But he's
thinks the
normally
world
got
of...
a little bit of constructive criticism,
Oh,
which
right,
we
I
always
mean, he's
appreciate.
not- Yeah, we're open to
Who
that.
doesn't?
Sure.
Exactly.
Sure.
So-
you! I'm gonna shove this up your...
So if Dickie Anders is listening, then you might want to get in touch. Also,
Why?
Dear Ricky, I've developed a bit of a fetish for the way you say "winners" in your hit sitcom The Office. I'm trying to get my fiance to say it, but he hasn't quite mastered it yet. Anyway, we're getting married in Las Vegas in a couple of weeks' time. Could you please say "winners" on air as a sort of early wedding
It's
present?
becoming one of the most popular requests at weddings now, me saying winners. So, winners. There's a few I didn't get in. Thatcham, Shinfield. So, there's a Woodley.
There you are.
There you go.
That's beautiful. That's keeping them happy. Good luck to them. That's Leopard. One of those stupid email names. If you're going to email us, at least mention your name, because otherwise it makes me sound like a fool.
A leopard, the original name for a giraffe.
Interesting. Thanks for that.
Whereas Lego was
Yes.
invented when a mother had sent someone to get some, though there's no name for them. She went, can you go and get some? There was a gap. He went,
Yeah.
oh yeah, I'll go and get some, because they weren't called anything. Brought them back,
Blocks.
started playing with the,
Building blocks.
and then she went, look, give me those. He went, no. She went, Lego, you idiot.
Yeah,
Lego
the
my
actual
ego.
explanation, very people have emailed us in or phoned in now. The company was set up in 1934. It's a Danish company, obviously.
Yeah.
Lego comes from the Danish words leg got, which means play well, and it was later discovered that it was also a Latin phrase that meant I study or I put together. That's the actual... where did you get that from?
But the thing is, you see, that's where learning's got to be interesting, because if it even started like that, I'd just go, I'm not interested. I'd be looking for...
Oh, so if a fact may be true, but it's just not good enough.
It's not
ju-
interesting
not
enough for you.
entertaining.
Not
enough?
interesting enough.
Okay, another quick dilemma for
so
you, Carl.
if Newton would have said apples are attracted to our heads, be careful, they attack you, that would have been interesting.
Yeah.
Total bollocks, but you'd have been interested, therefore, in all modern physics. All right?
Here's another dilemma for you, a quick one from Kate. She says that she's a single woman, she's 6 foot tall. Recently she's found herself being approached by men of, let's say, restricted height. And she's not desperate, but is it ever acceptable?
Hold up. I think we're good. Lights just flickered. Oh, I really hope it doesn't cut out. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. I don't have time. If it cuts out, oh well, I'll fix it later, but I really hope it doesn't. I'm surprised nothing turned off. Okay, cool.
And she's not desperate, but is... And she's not desperate, but is it ever acceptable in her... You know, she wants to know now, is it ever acceptable for a tall lady to go out with a person of restricted growth? What do you think about that? If you
Why
see that on
not?
the street, do you think it looks bizarre? Do you think it
Whoa. That first picture is amazing. The second one as well. The second picture, the guy in the pink shorts actually looks like somebody I used to know. A friend I used to have. But dude, I love that they wear heels. That's I feel like that may even be the difference, the height difference, maybe even more between me and Smirch. Possibly. Like, it's a lot, man. Damn. What would be wrong with it if both people are happy with...
woman with,
someone of a dwarfish persuasion.
We can't say sort of that or the midget word, but I mean, that's a little fella.
Yeah. Is that so? There's a noticeable difference in their height. Is that ever a problem?
She's 6 foot. He's 3'4".
Yeah.
If I saw it, I'd just think she's doing it.
Okay, let's not do this now.
No, come on. She's doing it what?
Oh.
No, for attention in a way.
I knew he was going to say that.
Because there's loads of other people.
See, I told you, Steve.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just. I mean, is that serious?
I think so.
Well,
whatever
makes her happy.
Please don't ask Carl these sort of questions.
No, but do you know what I mean? If it makes her happy, then do it. But in a way, you're not going to have a normal life.
Oh, God.
No, but you're not, because they're going to get stitched. There's no point bringing trouble onto yourself.
Carl does not necessarily reflect the opinion.
Okay, but people that tall already don't have a normal life. I used to have a friend the guy was ginormous, man. He was either 7 feet tall or close to 7 feet tall or a little taller than 7 feet tall. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. The guy was freaking ginormous. And I don't know, he was a friend of a friend, so I didn't know him that well. Saw him a couple times. Our height difference was absolutely bananas. In Argentina, when you're meeting someone friendly, it's weird though, because sometimes they even do it when you go to like a dentist or you're meeting someone for the first time. Like I'm checking out houses and the realtors, they do it as well. It's weird, but anyway, hello is with a kiss on the cheek, right? That's just how you do it here. Between everybody, it's fine. It's not just between women or it's everybody, men on men. It's all of it. And I will never forget one time we were meeting a group of friends and we were out on the street and just kind of getting to the collective point. And when he came, he was saying hello to everybody. And to say hello to me, to give me a kiss on the cheek, he had to kneel down on the street, knees to the street to reach. And I was like on my tippiest toes trying to like make it more comfortable for him. That image always cracks me up every time I think about it. Like how he was on hands and knees basically to say hello to me. Absolutely ridiculous. Anyway, I've heard so many stories of when my friends used to go out with that guy and stuff. Not a normal life. They would get stopped on the street all the time. People would ask for pictures all the time. Everybody that stopped on the street was like, oh my God, how tall are you? To the point where he just started, having fun with it and lying and stuff. He's like, yeah, I'm 9 feet tall. And people are like, oh my God, that's amazing. Like, people are really dumb. And a lot of people would make fun of him and stuff. Like, they would ask the people he was with when he was walking down the street, hey, if I give you $5, can I feed him? And stuff like that. Like, really, that's messed up. It's funny, but it's messed up. And he would, depending on his mood, he would either laugh it off or make fun of them as well, or he would get offended. Depends. But he didn't have, that's not a normal life, getting stopped on the street just because you're that tall. And a woman, since it's quite odd, I'm pretty sure they get stopped and pictures and talked about. I'm pretty sure the second picture I just saw, the guy in the pink shorts, is somebody like at a mall that said, whoa, you're huge, can I have a picture? Like, that's already not a normal life. So dating a really small guy, I don't know how much different it would be, right?
Doesn't necessarily reflect the opinions of
anybody else in the world.
Hold on. This woman, she doesn't live in a forest in a little cottage, does she? She hasn't got long black hair and wears a sort of...
She says the guy she's going out with is a miner.
Really?
In a crystal mine, yeah. And he just sings all day.
Oh.
Has he got 6 mates?
Apparently
okay.
so.
Okay, what is that, Carl?
I thought the other kind of miner.
Sorry, I wasn't listening. I was thinking about...
Someone just called up and called him dopey.
Yeah.
Didn't they?
I mean, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
What's the matter with you? What's the matter with you today?
I'm just saying.
What, you're fed up with people, taking issue with some of the stupid things you say. Lego was invented by a mother going, let go of that. What are we going to do with all the buildings? The earth might collapse. What do you expect people to say?
To where?
Even our listeners.
I love that concept. Like, if everything's too heavy, like, what would happen? Like, it would collapse to where? Implode? Like, I don't... I love it. I love the ideas.
No, you're talking rubbish. And some of those aren't allowed to wear socks. I mean...
Listen, right, last week when I did Do We Need 'Em, do you know when I called up one of the museums in a science museum?
Yeah, are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm just saying, I wanted to tell you before when the song was on, but you're so busy listening to it.
Yeah, was I so busy listening to a song I was playing?
Yeah, but we're doing a radio show, aren't
Alright, what's your point?
Well, I just wanted to say, she emailed in to say I got her name wrong, so I'm just apologising for that.
What did you just call her?
I think I called her Jessica.
What's her name?
I don't know, I've got it on email.
What? This is not an apology!
I'm
You've
just
got
saying.
it wrong again!
You've not even said her real name! How is that an apology?
Well, I remember, I read the email, so, yeah, I
But who are you apologising to?
I think her name's Jackie, I think.
Oh, you've
Can you
got it
imagine
wrong
you got it wrong
haven't
again?
ya?
Amazing.
Well, anyway, she just said if you want to see dinosaurs and that, go to the museum.
You were complaining about that as well, weren't you? You went to a museum and there was too many dinosaurs. He said you just need 4.
No, well, Steve, have you been to the one in Knightsbridge?
I think
this
so.
one that I called up, right? It's nice. You go in, you get a good collection of stuff. You walk in, there's 3 or 4 dinosaurs. You've had enough, right? I went into New York, right? Went to the museum there, hundreds of them. You can't move for dinosaurs.
Yeah.
It's almost like they're responsible for them being extinct. There's loads of them. So all I'm saying is, if you want to see a dinosaur, go to the one near Knightsbridge. They've got a nice selection, some old vases and stuff. It's worth going. So
There you go.
Do you work for them? Because that was a pretty big sell.
well,
You could work that into quite
Part
an
of the
advert,
apology.
I imagine. Brilliant. Carl, you're fed up, aren't you? Because you had to get up early.
Well, that's another thing, but will we give out the answers for...
Let's do that after we've played the next tune. I have to say that I'm wondering if Rockbusters, like Do We Need 'Em, is beginning to run its course, because this week we've had very, very few right answers. I think you're just getting too complicated.
Yeah, because his clues and his answers are rubbish. Why don't you start doing proper ones?
Okay. There's 3 of them. They could each make a clue if they're not happy with Carl's clues.
These are good. We started off easy, if
I
you
don't know,
remember.
I think some of them are a bit tortuous.
They
but
don't
anyway,
work. Some of them don't work.
Come up with some stuff then.
let's play a tune.
Well, I have.
And we'll come back with the Rockbusters answers in a second.
You haven't come up with anything.
Cute.
Gravediggers. 1-800-SUICIDE. It's a good tune, that. I've always enjoyed it.
XFM 104.9. Well, that's nearly it from Ricky Gervais. That's me. Steve Merchant.
One of the 50 most eligible bachelors in Britain. I hope people as well, if you buy Company magazine, if there's any ladies listening. Every week, of course, I've played you a song for the ladies, and I hope now that you'll be able to return the favour and maybe vote for me. Buy Company magazine, vote for me, so I become the number one
That shows
eligible bachelor.
it wouldn't mean anything then, would it?
What do you mean?
Well, it wouldn't mean anything then, would it? If they voted you and you got into the top 30, it wouldn't mean anything because you've asked them to do it.
What are you talking about? Of course, because it means that they care for me enough, and then they are impressed and charmed by enough that they've actually made that effort. That's beautiful. It's a beautiful
That
gesture.
doesn't mean you're sexy.
Well, let's wait and see what the results are.
Do you think? What do you?
I
mean,
think
just,
I know.
I'm getting off that, because we don't want Steve to use as a platform to get in the top 48. He's bound to beat a couple of people. But what do you think of him now, Carl? Now you've known him for these many years. What do you think of his looks objectively now that you've known him? Can you remember what you first thought?
Like I say, he's changed a bit. He's sorted himself out a bit.
Yeah.
Looks a bit better.
How? What's he done?
I don't know. His hair's better.
Yeah, what was it before?
It was just a bit nothingy. Do you know what I mean? It was like just like if you just let your hair grow and do its own thing. Yeah. Whereas now it's got a style.
Yeah.
So it looks good.
Glasses, he's
Big
changed.
words from a bald guy.
Yeah.
Just stay sat down.
Right, Rockbusters.
Some people like tall men.
Go on.
There you go.
Yeah. Right, first one. The weather stinks, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That was R, which was rainbow. Right?
Rainbow?
Like like rain is the weather, and it smells like body odour. Body odour.
No, it's B.O.
It's B.O. That's
It's pronounced
B.O.W.
Well, yeah, but you've got to play...
It's not pronounced bow, and it's not spout bow.
Who calls it bow? Everyone knows it's B.O.
What, you don't care? You don't care that doesn't work?
Well, they got it, so again, as long as
One
they're getting
person got it,
as long
Carl.
as they're getting it.
One person got it. Of all the emails, one person got it.
Second one, look, Gran, just get on the boat, will you, and help us out.
Go on.
That was R. That was Ronan, right?
Ronan, who's Ronan?
Ronan.
Who's Ronan?
Ronan Keating.
But he's known as Ronan Keating.
No, it's
RK.
not. No, it's not anymore, though. He's gone on his own, hasn't he? He's just known as Ronan.
No, he's not.
No, he's not. It's Ronan Keating.
He's always been known as Ronan Keating.
All right.
All right.
So that doesn't work like that. Go on.
Third one.
Next.
If you're going to do that to your drink, I'd let it settle for a little bit before you open it. That was CK.
What?
Shaka Khan.
I told you! I didn't ever heard of them, but I freaking told you something about a can shaking. I knew it. Okay, I'm happy with that
You're
one.
going to shake, you can.
This is the worst competition ever.
Yes.
So,
It's Chaka.
have you got a
It's
winner?
Chaka. It's Chaka. It's Chaka Khan.
Chaka Khan.
Shake Khan.
No, Chaka Khan.
Wait, you got what?
I love the little tone he has with it. Like, justifying himself. Shaka Khan.
It's Chaka Khan.
Shake Khan.
No,
Shaka
Chaka
Khan.
Khan.
Shaka
Wait,
Khan.
Chuck a can might have worked. To throw a can.
Who got all three right
Chaka
then?
Khan.
Well,
Chaka Khan would have worked. Bananas.
Because basically what happened was people
We're
just
stopping this.
emailed in 3 guesses.
We're stopping
and
this.
The guesses that were right came from Mandy Thompson in Hendon.
let's ruin
but
that one
frankly,
then.
Well done,
Well,
Mandy.
let's run that into the ground. That's Do We Need and Ruin.
No, we can't
That's-
just bin everything on
that's-
I feel so stupid. I glitched between like all my options. I was gonna do finger guns, high five, blow a kiss, and I just did everything and nothing all at once.
That's, I don't think we're going to get that. Oh, they're not as good as they think they are, because you've only picked on Newton Einstein. You don't know anyone else. You don't know who Gandhi is. Chimpanzee that. You've run out of
I did like the jingle for that though.
Oh, Chimpanzee that!
That was a great jingle.
Yeah,
But sadly
well,
we won't be able to use that again.
So who's won anyway?
Well, it was Mandy Thompson I mentioned, but as I say, she guessed, so I mean, she can have the prizes, she's welcome to them. But
Yeah.
I think we should knock it on the head, Carl. Maybe you should come up with something
Yeah.
new.
No, I think it's still got a few weeks in it.
I think we should take some time.
If she got all three right, just guessing. I mean, guesses don't come from thin air. I mean, a guess is that she's not sure, but how could she be? The clues are ridiculous. I mean, she deserves that.
off.
Well,
Yeah.
Us
What about,
Mandy's
like,
got to stick
the
together.
foreseeable future.
Don't know.
song
does
for
that
the
sound?
lovers. Do you want to just play
A song
that
for the
one?
ladies. Listen, you know what? I think it's maybe the March issue of Company magazine. Buy that. Top 50 most eligible people. There's probably an address or a phone number to call. And here's another song for the ladies, maybe just to charm you further. Tom the Model by Beth Gibbons and Rustin Man.
Carl, say
And Karen
goodbye
Allen.
and say it nicely, like you're happy.
See you later.
Oh, is that the best you can do?
See you later. Oh, this was fun. This was very fun. I really appreciated it. I love the Halloween theme. I can't believe. Well, I kind of also missed it because it's not a thing here. Nothing happens in Argentina on Halloween. Absolutely nothing. So, a real shame. Anyway, I had a lot of fun. And I hope you guys did too. There you go. Beautiful humans. It's over. I'm gone. Hope you had a very happy Halloween. Hope you had a fantastic Friday. Or whenever you're watching this. I hope you're all well. And I'll be around. See you soon.